What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. In today's video, we are going to be going over my done but not completely done Gunlance build. So, I'm going to preface this build with I am currently HR 167. I still don't have an Artillery 3 Jewel. Because I don't have that Artillery 3 Jewel, this build is not as perfect as I would like it to be. However, I'm going to show you what I would do differently. To start, let's go over our armor. For me personally, I'm playing with my friends a lot. Doing SOS a lot. I'm always with people. Because of that, because I know I'm a better player, I opted to go with more of a speed run tank set. So, we have G Lawful Boars, we have the Guardian Ebony Helm Beta, Blango Mail Beta, Guardian Ebony Braces Beta, and then the Blango Coil Beta and Blango Greaves Beta with a Corrupted Mantle and a Chain Charm 2. The reason I opted for all of this is a couple different reasons. We'll get into that with our skills after we take a look at our decoration. Decorations are as follows. Earplugs. Earplugs are huge on Gunlance. When you are loading up your Wyvern artillery shot, if a monster roars or another monster comes in, they bother you, whatever it is, earplugs will save your life. I don't know how many times before I started slotting in earplugs on just Gunlance that I was getting so irritated that I would have the Wyvern artillery fire just about to go off and explode, and boop, roar. Completely canceled. The entire, what felt like 17 millennia, gone, just like that. We also have shockproof. Shockproof is huge. Your Wyvern fire artillery, yeah, that'll knock your teammates around. So if you're playing with people, I would highly recommend you slot in shockproof. If you aren't playing with people, adaptability works, or whatever level 1 deco you want to put in. Next up, we did protection, and that is because I actually have Divine Blessing level 3. Because I am playing a more tank-based build with Gunlance, kind of figured it would be a good idea to rock this. Then we have Ambush Jewels, because I also enjoy killing monsters pretty quick. This allows me to do so a little bit faster when, I decide to actually play the game instead of just throw. You've seen any of my other build or guide videos and you've seen me fighting. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. And this only works and helps me when I'm not making those mistakes. But nonetheless, I really like the extra damage that we get for it. Now, in most of my other videos, we start with the weapon. The reason we're not starting with the weapon here is because, like I said, I do not have artillery. If I had an artillery 3, this would be a little different. Not much different, but a little. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So, to start, you want your magazine iron wall. That is a huge one. G Lawful Boars is the best Gunlance in the game because of its wide shelling type and slightly strong shelling power. There is not another weapon that does it with as high raw damage as G Lawful Boars. G Lawful Boars has 240, nothing else hits 240, and has the wide, slightly strong combo set. Not even the Ardian weapons, which is why it's not being used here. So, that being said, Magazine Iron Wall is huge. The reason Magazine Iron Wall is so good is because you get load shells, which improves your reloading, increases your Gunlance shell capacity, giving you 3 shots of shelling instead of 2, and it makes it a little faster reload, which is nice. Iron Wall is because G Lawful Boars only comes with level 2 guard. Because you only get level 2 guard, I figured, why not slot it in for a little extra? 30% to 50%, it's not crazy, it is Gunlance, you've got a crazy shield, but nonetheless, it's good to have. Lastly, we have Artillery 2 and Artillery 1. If I had an Artillery 3 Jewel, it would go right here, and right here I would put an Attack Jewel. And the reason for that is because you need Artillery level 3. Artillery level 3 is mandatory for this build. In my opinion, artillery 3 and load shells and burst are mandatory for this build. The reason they are mandatory is you hit a lot on Gunlance. Contrary to popular belief, you hit a lot. Because of that, you get burst active all the time. Artillery is going to increase your main form of damage, your main modicum of damage. And, well, load shells is going to just increase that amount of damage. Those 3 skills are huge, huge, huge. Agitator is literally just here to kind of help balance things out because we do have a negative affinity weapon. Not by a lot, but by enough. And to go back to what I was saying about the kind of tank style that I'm playing, because of my 3-piece Blancanga, I have Alluring Pelt, which means the monster is more likely to come after me versus other people. So, if you guys are trying out this build, double check, make sure you guys are okay with this, because if you are worried that it might get you killed, I would recommend you use a little more standard set. Just make sure that you have burst, make sure you have artillery 3, and make sure you have load shells. That being said, let's get into the build showcase. Alright, so we have our Gunlance build. We are definitely not a slouch when it comes to Gunlance. We've put some time in. We definitely have an idea of what we're doing. So this should go a lot better than some of the other builds that we have done. So let's go ahead and get started. At least for me, this build cooks. And I love being able to just go to toe with especially a tempered Arcveld and just be like, you know what? No, you're gonna stop. And let's be real, the power clashes are sick. Go ahead and load up a Wyvern Fire. I should have enough time. Perfect. We love seeing that amount of damage. Holy. A little angry. Alright, we got hit back because we're just gonna guard that. We're not gonna act like we can't. I mean, we're using Gunlance. Once again, and we'll reload and Wyvern Fire. Ooh, we see some tempered wounds. Those look real juicy. You can see burst just went away. Oh, kind of glad that I blocked that. We're just gonna hold this down. And now we're gonna go after one of those tempered wounds. Burst is now procced, just like that. Contrary to popular belief, Gunlance hits a lot. Especially if you mix in a Corrupted Mantle into it, or you are spamming this Wormstake Blast combo like I do. Oh, man, you do some damage. We're gonna go ahead and block, just because I don't feel like dealing with his shenaniganery. Oh, this is a bad time for that. Do we think Duck's gonna come and heal me? Oh, I'm glad I didn't let go of guard there. We're gonna let him do his thing. Go ahead and get the opportunity strike. On he goes. Let's go ahead and get the full Wyvern. There's the heals. And Wyvern Fire Artillery. We'll keep just busting into him. Guard. Can't get past this, man. Poor Arcveld just doesn't know what to do. For me, at least, this build was what I finally settled on. I went through about 8 renditions before I finally decided what I was happy with. This made me the most happy. I felt like I was doing the most. I don't know if I would say it has like the highest damage out of every build that I made, but it definitely felt like I had the most uptime and felt like I was able to do the most for my team. If you play solo, you could definitely run a little more solo oriented. Maybe not, maybe take out the earplugs if you wanted like part breaker, something like that. For me, this was perfect though. I was very, very happy with all of this once I got it situated. We were a little far away from that one. I didn't expect to, I guess, yeah, if you wanted to, you could definitely slot in some evade extender. instead of earplugs, if you wanted to kind of make your life a little easier. That is one thing that kind of sucks, is you don't have not a lot of movement on Gunlance. Even just hopping around, you don't get to do all that much. So it's definitely up for interpretation. Like I said, this is just what worked best for me. And if you've watched any of my other build guides, I call them the best because they're things that I have came up with. They're things that I have created. This just happens to be one of the few that I am pretty happy with overall. And I actually kind of fell in love with Gunlance, playing Wilds, going through, learning how to make the guide for it, the whole bit. I really started to find an appreciation for it. Same with the Lance. There's a lot of weapons that I probably never would have tried had I not started making content on them specifically. So, I think the only one that I really wasn't a huge fan of was Hammer. Alright, we want the sharp crystal pillar. There we go. I'm sorry. What? That is not what I was intending. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. And we got the perfect guard on the way down. Kind of cool, won't lie. Pop out of that grab. Perfect guard. We should be getting close to a power clash here soon, I believe. Let's knock this over. Wow, he jumps right out of it. It's like he read my mind. How about that, Artfeld? I do believe we are close to a power clash. Or he's just going to get hit by more Thunderbolts. Okay. I'm starting to kind of feel bad. I think that's both chain blades, bro? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Also, feel free to tell me what you guys are using in your Gunlance builds. What is making it work for you? Is there anything I'm missing? Is there something that you've discovered that I am unsure of? Because I would love to know how I can improve. Gunlance I've seriously enjoyed playing and messing with. And this is... I can understand why... Oh, are you kidding me? I can understand why there's so many people that flock towards the Gunlance and Lance. You guys are kind of like a cult, I won't lie. But that's okay. Did I not restock Maxes? Oh, I did not. How about that? It would be the moment that I go to reload. Alright, come here. Yeah, we knew that was coming. We're just gonna avoid you going anywhere, big bud. Big bro. We're just gonna chill. Well, guys, that is gonna do it for my Gunlance build. That was a little bit of a showcase. Hopefully you guys like it. If you don't, let me know what you guys are using. I would love to know how we differ. That being said, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.